Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to a very, very special episode of the Gems and Juice podcast. And I say special guest a lot, so I'm gonna say we are blessed with a honorary figure in Houston and in music. Period, man. Man joining us. We've talked about quite a bit. If you're a fan of Houston hip hop, you know his name very well. His name is Jay Prince. And he is joining us on the podcast today. Talk about a little bit of some new things he got coming out. His man's in Las Vegas now, kicking back, chilling, being cool. So we gonna pick your brain a little bit, ask a few questions. But first off, man, we ask everybody who joins this podcast kind of, how they've been maintaining during the pandemic. It's changed a whole lot of the way people move, the way people get money, the way people whether they falling back and creating or kind of going max hustle mode. So how's it been for you, man? How has this pandemic and this current world events really shifted the way you typically move and do your thing out here?
Oh, yeah. Well, let me just say, I appreciate y'all having me, man, today, you know what I mean, on the Gems and Juice. And, everything been beautiful where I'm concerned. Of course, this pandemic has affected everybody. And, my heart goes out to the ones who, didn't make it, because everybody didn't make it. Now I'm hearing that they have a vaccination, which is a breath of fresh air. You know what I mean? Because this is not the first time that, one of these type of diseases have hit the U.S. You know what I mean? There's a history of different things coming, maybe not as quite as dangerous as this one was, but I recall getting a vaccination shot for measles and mumps and chicken pox, back in the day. And I used to hear my elders, tell me about how they destroyed a lot of lives and whatnot. So, in other words, this too shall pass. And, myself, I made the adjustments. Of course, I try to stay out the way as much as I possibly can. And, we got to keep moving, man. No force against us shall prosper.
I feel you, man. I got to ask you this too, because I'm sure you've been around these discussions as well. There's a lot of talk about the vaccination in the Black community. We are very wary of things like this because of things that have happened in the past involving Black people in this country. So what do you think about that, man? Are you going to be first in line to take the vaccination? Are you kind of peel back and see what the side effects might be? Like, how's that? What do you think about the vaccination as it rolls out pretty soon?
Well, I ain't going to be in the front of the line. You know what I mean? I don't think, some of us just not them kind of people. You know what I mean? But I'm going to be looking and watching those who really need it right now. I'm gonna see how it affect them, what happened, if they talking the same, walking the same, thinking the same and everything. And hey, if it worked, then I wanna, you know what I mean? I'm down. You know what I mean? I'm not so in denial, in bondage from the past where I don't know how to move forward.
I feel you, man. I'm kind of in the same boat, man. I'm not gonna be in the same. Like my mama ain't gonna take it no matter what. She's made up her mind. I'm like, mama, you need it. You a little older, but she made up her mind. But yeah, I'm with you, man. I'm trying to peel back and see.
I was feeling the same way until I got sick. Now I'm like, man, I might have to be first in line.
Yeah, well, that's the way it be. You know what I mean? I remember I had, I snapped my Achilles playing basketball, and I was like, I ain't taking no pain pills. And man, look here, that pain woke me up by 5 or 6 in the morning and said, you still feel that way? I said, no. So give me the whole bottle.
I feel you, man.
Yeah.
Shoot. So you in Las Vegas, man. You got a fight coming up, one of your fighters doing his thing. Tell us a little bit about that, man. What's going on?
Yeah, Shakur Stevenson is fighting on Saturday. He's fighting on ESPN Plus. Okay. And, we all know Shakur Stevenson. He's a 2016 silver medalist from the United States. He's the only one who won in medal, silver that year. So he is I call him the next Floyd Mayweather on steroids.
Oh,
You know,
wow.
yeah, imagine that. So we're looking forward to seeing him dissect this guy on Saturday and then sending notice to the 130-pound division that we coming.
I'm gonna check that out, man. I'm a fan of boxing. I'm a fan of MMA and combat sports in general. So I'm gonna definitely check that out on ESPN Plus coming up. But I gotta ask you this too, since I know you into boxing. What were your thoughts on the Mike Tyson Roy Jones Jr. fight, as well as the Jake Paul Nate Robinson, and now Jake Paul's in talks to have a match with Floyd Mayweather now.
Yeah.
So what were your thoughts on those? Like, what was it like for you watching that, man? How do you feel about it?
I think for two 50-year-old guys, that was entertaining to watch Roy and Mike do their thing. You know, I was glad to see both of them lead the ring the way they came in. You know what I mean? As far as Nate Robinson and the Paul guy, that was exciting. You know what I mean? It's always exciting to see a good fight and to see basketball players and other athletes, you know, trying to step in that ring. That was entertaining. You know, a lot of them may have a second thought now that they seen what happened to Nate, but it's some of them guys that can fight a little better than Nate, and I think they're gonna, you know, try their hand. But I tell you something, I'm even looking more forward to is for rappers to enter that ring and settle some of them beasts that they have versus pulling the triggers and, you know what I mean, shooting them bullets. I like to see them, you know, exercise their gangsterism in that ring a little bit.
I would pay a lot of money to see that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Now I gotta ask you that too, man, because knowing you know you're heavily in the rap game, you know, and you've managed and helped a lot of rappers in the game. Like, how much would it take for you to consider getting Drake in there, man? Like, how much would it? What would the starting number be for you to maybe say, hey, maybe you got to think about this, blood. Like, maybe you got to think about going on
to get in the ring.
Yeah,
you know, Drake is I think he can go in training and do some things, but it had to be a lot.
I can see him beating the brakes off of somebody too.
Yeah. You know, a lot of times they look at guys that's light skinned and they think something be weak about them, you know.
Yeah.
And only to find out that no,
they think
it ain't sweet as it look.
Yeah, they think because he can sing that he could get beat up, but no, I can see him beating somebody up.
Oh yeah.
Now, Drake yoked up now, man. He ain't Nickelodeon Drake no more. He yoked up now. That man got a camp behind him.
Yeah, it is.
So since we're on the topic of the rappers, man, I want to ask you this too. You know, we lost quite a few people really recently, and especially due to some, like you were talking about, some violence. And recently, Mo 3, of course, and then a little before that, King Von, you know, tragically. And I keep hearing this narrative. I think we just lost another man today as well. So I keep hearing this narrative, people saying that being a rapper is the most dangerous job in America. I think Fabulous said it again today as well. Where do you stand on that? Do you think being a rapper is really the most dangerous job in America? And if so, why? Like, why is it so hot right now as far as rap goes?
Well, I think I don't just think it's rap, but the rap game right now is somewhat equivalent to the dope game. You know what I mean? And that's just the way it is. A lot of the same thing is happening because a lot of the same individuals are involved. But I think with all of us getting a chance and a choice every day we wake up, you know, everything depends on the choices we make. You know what I mean? The choices we make in life a lot of times have a lot to do with the destination on how things end up. And, you know, I keep telling people, if you keep campaigning, you know what I mean, for darkness, and darkness come to your front door, and right there in front of you, it'd be hard a lot of times to say, oh, I changed my mind. I don't want that darkness. You know what I mean? Because when you campaign, you're gonna get elected. And come election day, you know, a lot of people don't like it. But it's important to I keep trying to tell them to embrace a OG over IG, somebody who can give them some wisdom on how not to be asking for this energy that's, you know, coming right before them.
Dropping some gems, man. I like that. I like that. Campaign, you're gonna get elected. I feel you, man. And unfortunately, a lot of it is that. I think the rap game has grown. Like, I feel like back in the day, it was cool to be like it was, you could escape being the studio gangster. But now I feel like a lot of, and it's just me looking on the outside, but I feel like people feel like they got to be proven in the streets before they get into rap.
Right.
And that's really unfortunate because if people are talented, they got, you know, long careers and lives ahead of them. But when you get into certain things, it's hard to get out when you're in so deep. So
yeah,
very tragic, man.
Yeah.
So I always want to ask you about this because you do have a book called I believe it's called The Science of Respect.
The Art and Science of Respect.
The Art and Science of Respect. My bad. I read quite a bit of the book. It's a good book, man. I really enjoyed it. But that word kind of reminds me of an old 50 Cent line. He said, "Respect come from admiration or fear."
Mm.
Do you believe in that? And if so, like, do you believe that applies to you as well?
Yeah. No. I have my own definition and my own ingredients where respect is concerned. And mine's is in order to get respect, you need to give it. You know what I mean? And then there'll come a time when you have to demand it. So I'm not really in agreement. I'm not really, that's his way, and I'm sure that means something to him, and maybe that's, you know, how he attained it or whatnot. My journey is the way I expressed it. You know what I mean? I believe in respecting a man, but by the same token, you know, I'm gonna demand mine too.
Speaking of respect, a couple years ago, we all had this. I guess it was like a hot debate on artists coming to your city and I guess checking in, the whole check-in.
Yeah.
A lot of newer artists don't really look into it like that. They don't like to check in. How do you
Yeah.
feel about that? Do you think every city should have like a maybe like a big bro or something to check in with before they perform or make money in the city?
Yeah, no, I'm not. I never, you know, a lot of people speak for me on different things, but you know, don't nobody have to check in when they come in to Houston to me. You know what I mean? But I will say is I'm an asset. You know what I mean? I'm an asset, and for those who uh, know me and have a relationship with me, then the chances of something happening to them, you know, with being attached to my brand lessens tremendously versus just coming in the city and you know what I mean, being by yourself.
That's kind of how I figured it always went, man. People acted like, you know, and that might be the case some places, but they act like, you know, if you don't check in with me, then it's going to be direct problems because of that. But I think it's more of you'll probably have less problems if you check in and make
Yeah.
sure everything cool on my side than, you
Yeah.
know, the other
It's a
way around.
choice. It's a choice, and it's a relationship thing. Like when I go to different places, I got different homies. I let them know, hey man, I'm in the city. We kick it. We have fun. We interact with one another, which is an asset for me. You know, I don't look at that as a weakness. I don't look at that as nothing negative. And you know, Lord knows for one to be able to come in the city, H Town, and to have a relationship with me, like I say, that's an asset. That's for your benefit. But I'm not, you know, got my hand up saying, "Oh, check in with me. I want some attention." Now, oh, do you?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I always thought of it like that because people try to
Yeah,
make it seem like you a sucker if you got to
yeah,
check in with somebody. But to me,
yeah.
that's building a relationship. Just
Man, you know, for some reason today, you know, they want a lie to be the truth. They want the truth to be a lie. You know what I mean? Things being twisted up like I never saw before. But you know, that's just the way it is, you know.
I feel you, man. I feel you. And I want to ask you this too. I know you're connected. You know people. Uh, we're me and Figgy work at a sports station, so we got to ask you, intervene. Me as a personal Rockets fan, lifelong Rockets fan, can you please get somebody in James Harden's ear and tell him he needs to stay in the great city of Houston? He don't need to leave here, man. I know he's trying. Like, is there anything we can do here to keep this man in this city, Jay Prince?
Man, I'm not 100% sold that I wouldn't trade him for a good trade. You know what I
Okay.
mean? You know what I mean? Harden, you know what I mean, you know, the dude, we know he a good athlete, can play ball. But you know, when it comes to crunch time, I got a question mark whether he's the same player. And if we really, you know, plan on winning a championship, then that question mark gonna have to be answered. You know what I mean? You can't, in crunch time, we need some real killers, man, some real people that's gonna go get it for us. So yeah, I would make that trade with the right player.
Okay.
Real talk. You know, that's just business. That ain't personal.
It is business. All I want is a fair trade, man. I keep hearing people
That's
I ain't never
word.
heard of.
Yeah. Yeah.
I feel you, man. I feel you.
Trust me, they're not gonna just give him away. You can believe that. So it's gonna, yeah, I think they're gonna have to make a fair trade or they're gonna hold what they got.
And I respect that too, man. I mean, he gonna show up and play. Nobody's trying to miss paychecks, man. So
yeah,
I think we'll make it through somehow in this whole season. But I do have to ask you, man. I've heard you got some new projects coming out soon, and you have some very very extravagant things coming up that I'm interested in. So tell us about your loyalty brand. You've got a rosé, Cabernet Sauvignon. I don't know if I said that right. Chardonnay and Merlot coming out. Tell us a little bit about that, man.
Oh yeah, that's the loyalty collection, man. That's you know what I mean? The collection, like you say, the spirits. You know what I mean? And what better way to celebrate, you know, during the holidays with some loyalty. You know what I mean? Because the truth be told, loyalty exists in every celebration. You know what I mean? Whether it's the Rockets winning the next NBA All-Star championship game or Super Bowls or personal life, marriages, whatever it may be. You know, at the end of the day, you know, we need some loyalty, and it got to be in the mix for us to be victorious. So yeah, that's going on right now, man. I actually started the brand because of a doctor in Houston by the name of Dr. Red Duke. You know, he was talking about the benefits of red wine, you know, the health benefits of red wine, where your heart and blood and different things are concerned. And I decided to start, you know, drinking me a little red wine in my wine and downtime, and which ultimately led to, you know, a business decision to get in the spirit business. So I'm here, man, and I got the best brand in town, loyalty. So let's toast the loyalty around Christmas and New Year's.
So is this in all liquor stores?
Yeah, right now you can order it online. You can go to my Instagram and punch that link, or you can go to Loyalty Wines Instagram. But it will be in the stores around the 21st or something like that. So I got 18 wheelers en route.
Okay. Okay, I like it, man. And I do hear a lot about, you know, the benefits of red. The NBA players drinking red wine now, man. Like it is real health benefits about it. So in moderation, it definitely.
Oh, for sure.
So how many bottles do we have to get an application to be in them? Because I've been asking on this podcast, I'm like, how do we apply to get in the mob ties, man? Because I'm always wondering, like, how do people get in here, man? Like, do I got to buy the whole? Like, what do I got to do, man?
No, all you have to do is be a boss. All you have to do is be a boss, because it's a movement of bosses. You know what I mean? So, just qualify under that definition. It ain't about nothing, no illegal, this and that, the way people try to paint the portrait. It's just a movement, man, of bosses that we ignited, where, positivity is concerned, a movement over the moment. You know what I mean? And y'all on y'all station right now, that's your podcast. So that's a movement where bosses is concerned. So you qualify.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ooh, put it down, Figgy. We qualify to be in mob ties, man.
Yeah.
It's a monumentous occasion, dog.
I'm excited.
For real, man. We certified. Jay Prince said we certified, man. So I like that.
Talk. Yeah. Movement of bosses, man.
I like it. Word. I like it. The movement of we in there, dog. We in there, man. That's funny. That's dope. I like it. So we don't want to hold you too long, man, but we really appreciate you joining us, Jay Prince. And so what do you have anything else on the horizon before the end of the year you working on, or just kind of staying in the cut now? Anything else you want to promote real quick?
No, man, it's about that loyalty collection right now. You know what I mean? This is a quality drink, but snitches may get sick if they drink it. It's a snitch drink, snitch free drink. This is about loyalty, man.
Yeah. So no Tekashi 6ix9ine can't drink this.
He gonna throw it up, man. He gonna be toxic to him.
Yeah.
I like it, man. Well, we really appreciate you joining us, Jay Prince. Y'all can follow the man at Jay Prince Respect on Instagram. Check out the loyalty brand. We gonna pop bottles when the pandemic over, man. We gonna be right back at it in the club, dog. We gonna have a whole case of loyalty brand.
Yeah. Or next time you in Houston, man, just come out to the studio. We're in the same studio as 97.9 a box.
All
come through a sip.
All good, bro. I appreciate y'all, man.
We appreciate it, man. We're really honored. Thank you very much, and take care, sir.
All right, my brother.
Take care.